Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Kamidogu podcast. My name is Christopher and joining me in the virtual podcasting booth, as always, is Toasty.
Hey guys, it's your boy Toasty. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today. We have a very special guest with us. Being the ultimate MK Conquest fan I am, this is a true honor. So thank you for joining us, Adoni.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so how are you doing? And have you got any projects in the works at the moment?
I do. I have a couple things. Nowadays it's tough to talk about them because you have to sign these NDAs. But one is a great villain of all time that I'm looking forward to playing. As I love playing villains and people I can really create and dig into. So yeah, so that's coming up. These film in Atlanta, and other than that, I might go to the national championship in ping pong coming up. Things like that. I just signed with a booking agent who mostly for Mortal Kombat, since Mortal Kombat is hot. So things like that.
Yeah,
nice.
So I understand when you first took on the role back then of Quan Chi, you actually didn't have any knowledge that Mortal Kombat really was a video game, and so furthermore. When you did do any research for the character, what exactly did you use? And I heard there was a rumor that, for example, Bruce Locke said that he received an MK Bible. Do you remember anything of that manner?
Yeah, it's amazing. I talk to people, and you guys are so invested in like Mortal Kombat. You know everything about this character. At least what's written about him, and you've done the games and all that. I've never played a game in my life. I've never played a game ever, except the original ping pong game they had. Where you ping, that's what I ever played. So I got this character, and I auditioned for him, and I just created him. I just thought of who this guy would be, and I remember wearing gloves at the audition, and they were telling me, like, why are you wearing gloves? I said, I don't know. I just see him as this, sinister, evil sorcerer type. And I remember fighting with casting in a sense. I said, they said, we need you to stand. I said, I feel like sitting. I said, but we see this guy standing. I said, but I feel him sitting. I said, let me do it sitting, and we'll, see if you guys want to change me or you want to kick me out, do that. So I did it sitting, and they said, I said, do you want me to do it standing? And they said, no, that was fantastic. Well, So then that's when Larry Kazanov came in for the callback, and he said, you do it great sitting, but we really want to see this guy stand. So anyway, it evolved from there, but I'm probably saying too much, and I'm going too much into your question, but I knew nothing about this character at all, nothing. And then I got on the plane, and I was given this Bible, sort of.
So it's true.
I was like, oh, okay. But I still had no idea that they didn't have anything, no pictures, nothing like that. So I just had a feeling of who this guy was. And then I went into makeup the first day on the set. And I remember the director said to me, he says, how do you see this guy? I said, well, I see him sitting until he needs to stand. I said, he has all the power, so he doesn't stand until he has to stand, because I feel the same way. Get it down to a chair here and get it thrown in here. And then I had to go into makeup. And they said, I had to go into makeup, and they put me in 2 hours of makeup. And they just said, close your eyes. And when I opened my eyes, it was amazing. I was like, and I just went, I looked in the mirror and I went, that's how that came from, that initial feeling that I looked in the mirror. That's how it all started, that sort of thing. So I knew nothing about this character.
Nice.
I feel bad about it because everybody has their idea, and a lot of people say you hit it so perfect, you hit it this, and other people I'm sure are upset about it and have their favorites in the game and all that. But I'm flattered when people say, man, you nailed it or whatever, and it was amazing. But I'm sure a lot of people are like, nah, that's not what the video game is. So hey, whatever, So,
dude, I've never seen a bad comment about your Quan Chi ever. Ever.
I've seen some things, where, whatever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just was like something like, Adoni was fun. He was like the best thing about it, but he was okay. Like some people don't like the show, or some people, it's like that sort of thing. And
Oh, sure.
they like the
Sure.
voices of the original guys who, when I did the character, I wanted to make him a little unique, because I remember seeing an episode or something,
Absolutely.
and I remember everybody was talking with his deep voice, like from here, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do so.
Sure.
I wanted to do a more natural, unnatural voice. So that's when I would wake up in the morning. I would just maintain that voice down here. It was like that sort of thing. So it wasn't pushed out.
Yeah, yeah.
With a gruffness like that. Like you have to be always like that. I just kept that. I used to love that. I used to love just
Yeah.
keeping that tone throughout the day. Yeah.
And is that something that you do with a lot of your characters? Do you improv a little bit? Do you put your own little spin on whatever you're presented with?
Every character I ever play, I just love creating. So I'll get an audition for, NCIS or whatever, NYPD Blue or whatever shows, or from all the years I've been acting, and I just create, and I'll do them in different languages, different dialects, and I'll always pick something up from it. So I do all kind of voices. That's why I got into acting, because I can do voices. So I would pray it with a Chinese accent or something like that, or I would do it with Greek. I play Greek, so I do like this, a Greek accent. So I'll find the humor, and I'll find places that are more serious, and I'll find these, and then I'll incorporate them and mold them into whatever character. So nowadays it's tough, because you really can't play other characters nowadays that you could when I first got into the business. You have to be specific. Like even me doing a Chinese accent might offend people, and it's like, good grief, So, but to create it, I can do whatever I want. I can do Indian accent. I can play like this. It didn't matter. Like I can do this stuff in the creating of it. I can do and feel whatever I want, and hell with everybody else. They have no say in how I create this character, and they have no idea. And you guys have no idea how Quan Chi was created. And I'll never reveal. Well, I've revealed it maybe to one person. But I create this guy from how he developed and all that, and I don't want to share it. Maybe one day I will, how he came to be, all the history and all that.
So speaking of this whole improv thing, can you by chance think of any scenes, let's say, in the show that you kind of came up with at the top of your head? Is there any piece of dialogue that you actually came up with by chance, or?
I always do something. I always have little nuanced things that I like putting in there, and maybe change words around. And I don't remember with that character that much. I just know that I added the nuanced stuff, like the all that, I don't know. I was thinking about that one scene where I'm putting my finger in the wine glass. Maybe not, but it just said,
yes,
one done, like that. I don't know if I came up with that.
I remember that.
One done, because it might have been reversed. Something else was. But I like to switch things around. Sometimes producers and that will be upset about it, and usually they let you do your thing. But with my character, I don't know if you guys noticed in the first episode, I kind of cut loose, and it scared them. They were like, "Whoa, you gave us too much," as Quan Chi. And then the next episode, I was really brought down, and it's kind of weird. You see me, really flamboyant and all that, and then I'm kind of brought down to this sort of talking head, and so it was like we had two different characters, and so they had to. I had to do voiceover on the second episode, and the producer said, "How are we going to do this again?" And I said, "I don't know about you, but the first character to me, the first one was fantastic." And and he says, "I agree. So can you make the second, the flawed victory? I think is what it was, or unholy lines?" I said,
"Unholy lines."
Yeah, unholy lines. And they said, "Can you bring life to this guy?" And I said, I can only throw my voice in there. So I tried to throw my voice and make this guy more energetic. I don't know. It works a little bit, but you can just see I'm a little brought down a little bit in that role. So that's the one episode I have trouble watching sometimes. But I just saw it the other day and I was like, it's okay. It's okay. It
Okay.
looks good. So yeah.
And so just another thing I wanted to throw in there. Is there by chance any scenes that you can remember were perhaps filmed or originally written in the script that didn't say make it to the screen that you're a little disappointed with?
No, I think everything made it to the screen in Mortal
Everything
Kombat,
made it to?
from
Okay.
what I remember. And even in the last episode, I remember thinking, there's not much Quan Chi in there. But again, I just saw it again and I was like, wow, there's a lot of Quan Chi in that last episode. So I was like, yeah, I just recall it being different. Like it wasn't the Quan Chi episode or anything like that, but there was a lot of Quan Chi in that last episode as well. So no, I think they kept everything. Yeah. Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
Very good.
Mortal Kombat's one of those franchises that I guess doesn't show any signs of slowing down anytime soon. Mortal Kombat Conquest has recently returned to HBO Max, and there's a lot of hype. It seems to be coming back, like all sorts of things. Are you keeping in touch with any of the cast, since your filming days, or?
Yeah, I used to hang out a bit with Daniel Bernhardt, and we kind of separated. But I texted him the other day, and I noticed Paulo Montalban reached out. Jeff Meek, we've communicated a few times over the years. Don't really hang out. We hung out when the show was over, like a couple years into it. We got together one time, I remember, for a dinner, all of us. When I say all of us, it wasn't all of us. It was the main cast and me and maybe one other like character I remember. And I'm trying to think of who else. Kristana, I haven't contacted, haven't been in touch with her. But I know someone that worked in Warner Brothers who's good friends with her. So we've talked about her and all that. They're good friends.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I haven't, I haven't talked to any of my slaves. I haven't. I went to a Playboy Bunny party with. It was Renee Tennyson and her identical twin sister. It was her birthday, and I remember Hugh Hefner was there.
Oh, wow.
It was one of those parties.
Geez.
I remember going to soon after. But that was it. I haven't heard from them, and of course, Jamie Presley has kind of taken off. So
speaking of Jeffrey Meek, one of my favorite scenes in the entire show were any scenes with you and him, and just the collaboration, the speaking between you guys in the episode Flawed Victory was fantastic. One of my favorite scenes, I would say. So do you have any really good memories on set that you can that you'll never forget with Jeffrey? And I also really like Flawed Victory, so how about Bruce Locke as well?
Yeah, Jeff Meek was someone I really wanted to work with. I just thought he was the best of the I really honestly the most talented like actor on the set.
Very
he was
good.
Both characters, and I was really looking forward to having a juicy scene with him. And we had I've always wanted to put this on my reel, but it's a little short. It's not that long, but I love that scene where I talk about us joining forces, and I say, I remember ending it saying, "We could together," and that to me, that scene was so great. He starts laughing, and I start laughing. It's like, I get chills thinking about that, because that kind of acting, when it was like we were connected, and so that scene was that was my favorite. What's that?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was my favorite too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite scene, and me and Jeff connected because we're both athletes, and we were both basketball players. And I remember we went to a gym on a weekend, and he played for I forget which college, like a major college. He played basketball, and I remember we challenged these guys, and I was kind of playing around a little bit, and he got mad. He said, "Are you going to try or what?" I said, "Oh, okay." Oh. And, but we won, and I just had so much confidence. I was really a good. I wanted to be a pro basketball player, and so I saw him playing. I said, we're going to win this. So I was kind of messing around a little bit. But he got a little bit mad. I was like, okay, Jeff, all right, Shao Kahn, okay.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
He was great though. It was fun. It's like I hung out with Paolo, Daniel, and Cristana, and then I would hang out with Jeff. It was like and the girls would hang out with Paolo, but me and Jeff we mostly hung out separately. It was like that kind of thing. So
okay,
yeah.
Nice. Were there any sort of running jokes on set, or any sort of funny moments or bloopers that you never forget?
I can tell you a funny story. I don't know if I've told this story. I think I have maybe once, but I don't remember anything.
Okay.
No running jokes, but my first day arriving, I was on the set, and I'm one of these guys that I talk to anybody, whoever's there. It's like, we talk and connect, and I'm no better than anybody else on the set, so I'm talking to like 3 extras, like 2 guys and 1 girl, what I recall. And the lunch bell rang or whatever. They said lunch, and I started walking with them, and they said, Adoni, you don't eat lunch with us. You get the good food over there. And I said, no, that's okay. We're connecting. We're talking. I'm going to have lunch with you guys. I said, no, but you don't understand. You got great food over there. We don't get the good food. And I said, it's fine, guys. It's fine. I'm a type 1 diabetic too, but I just didn't want to go have good food when they didn't. So I'm walking with these guys. We're last in line, and there was the extras wrangler, the herder. She came and she was like, hurry up, you got 30 minutes, and we're like, okay. And so, as we're walking, she's like, you got 28 minutes, like, okay, whatever. We get to the tent, and he's like, Adoni, you shouldn't be here. And I said, it's okay, guys. And so now I have to give shots. I got to check my blood sugars and take my insulin shots, And so she's like, you got 20 minutes. I said, okay. And these guys are like, oh my God, So I got my food. I'm the last to eat. And as I'm eating, she's like, you got 15 minutes, whatever. And I said, relax. And so then you hear on the walkie-talkie, does anybody know where Adoni Maropis is? Playing Quan Chi. And we hear it, right? And everybody's looking at me. And she goes, have you guys seen Adoni Maropis? He's playing Quan Chi. And everybody at the table kind of just points at me like, he's right here. And she's like, oh, sir, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't realize it was you, sir. I was like, everybody started laughing. Yeah, it was great. I hope she learned a lesson from it, in some way that, we're human beings, and everybody's could be somebody or is going to be somebody or what's, that sort of thing, So that was kind of funny though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what was your initial reaction after seeing all the special effects on screen for your character? Were you satisfied? And furthermore, was there anything that you wish could have been slightly different?
I've never been much into that stuff. You know what I mean? I've never been, but I understand it's what they do. It was kind of cheesy to me, but it's what you need, right? It's Mortal Kombat. So, and me swirling around and going down into the ground. It was interesting,
Yeah.
But it's never been my thing. I was really fascinated with my my martial arts guy playing my character. He was amazing. He was unbelievable. And people would say to me, "Wow, I said, "No, that's not me. That's so and so." And I forget his name right now, but. And people would write to me, "Man, when you get angry, your ears really flare out." It's like, those aren't my ears. Those are someone else's ears. But I'm really, even watching it now, and you're talking about 22 years ago, something like that. Man, that martial arts really amazing, and the way they shot it, it was really, really well done. I think, really amazing stuff. And at the time, I didn't know. So when I filmed my stuff. That was B camera. So you have A camera, which is the main acting, and then you have the B camera doing the stunt fighting. And I didn't realize it was all that. You see me jumping into these scenes, and I'm smiling and just doing something because I had no idea. And then you see this guy, he's flying all over the place, and I was like, I wish someone would have told me what the hell's going on. And then I catch up as the season progresses. You see me do more of his moves and things like that. I had no idea. So the first episode's my favorite, but that bothers me when I see that. It's like, geez, it's like, it's weird, really weird. So anyway, it is what it is. So
yeah. So aside from the incredible makeup that you had on that took 2 hours to pop on, Quan Chi is known for having a really outlandish costume, so shoulder spikes and that sort of thing. Were there any sort of wardrobe malfunctions, or did the spikes latch onto anything or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I don't remember anything specific. With I don't remember anything specific, but I just remember, like I said, when I was working, I had so many people on me, touching me up, and like seven people on me at the same time. The main makeup artist and other people doing my clothes and nails and whatever, my head, and I remember talking to the director and all these people working on me. But I remember at the beginning, the makeup artist got mad at me and he said, "Give me your hands, give me your hands." I was like, "Just take my hands, my God, just do whatever you need to do." I said, "Just you guys do your thing. I need to connect with the director." So yeah, that's what I remember. But I remember those things getting in the way a few times, whatever. And obviously they had to take them off during the fight scenes, But I don't remember getting caught on anything. Yeah, I just remember Jamie Presley touching my blades, and it was like one of those erotic things, touching my blade. I don't know if you remember that scene. That was a great scene. And I'm like,
yeah, I do.
That was pretty funny. Yeah. Anyway, I don't remember.
So Adoni,
I just want to say, I had an hour and a half interview with a cosplay person once, thinking that it was a regular interview. I thought it was because I had so many interviews like Mortal Kombat this year. And one person reached out to me. I said, "Yeah, I'm ready, to talk." And an hour and a half into it, I found out, because I asked, I said, "Are you recording?" He goes, "Oh." I said, "Well, why aren't you recording?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll record it." Then he starts recording. Then he turned it off at a certain time. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Adoni, I'm not an interviewer. I'm a cosplay person." I said, "What?" And he was asking me all these questions about buttons and whatever rings I had on and the design. I was like, what are these questions? But he's a nice guy. We've become friends and all that. But it was the strangest interview because asking me all about clothes and all about things like that. And I was like, man, I don't remember. I just, they put it on me and I wore it and I played it. Now I wish I had the costume,
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying?
So tell me, did you by chance see the new Mortal Kombat movie? And if you were offered a role in the sequel, would you take it?
I have not seen it. Actually, a friend of mine I play ping pong with, his nephew is the lead actor in it, I guess, the lead guy. So I do want to see it. I don't get HBO Max, so maybe I should get it and to watch it. But of course I would do, I would love to play. I mean, if I can play Quan Chi again, I heard he has moved on. I guess they don't use him anymore, but I would love to play that character again forever. That's my favorite character of all time. The original Mortal Kombat 3 movie had Quan Chi as the villain, the main villain. And they talked to me about it. And I remember having a meeting and they said, "Here's a script, read it." And I was like, man, yeah, I look forward to doing this. It was right near the end of the show, Mortal Kombat. And I don't know what happened to that script. I don't think they ever gave it to me. I think I read it when I was there, and I know someone else read it. I think Chris Casamassa had read it or something. But the guy who played Scorpion. But yeah, oh my God, I was so looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. I still am. I still have hopes. And just 2 years ago, I started playing around with my niece. She's a makeup person, and she put me in Quan Chi makeup. So 2 years in a row, we did some little skits on my YouTube channel of me being Quan Chi. It was kind of fun, We scared
McDonald's
some people.
drive-through.
So those.
Yeah. We scared. I didn't want to scare anybody, so I was just trying to keep it real low. But that was kind of fun, just But you have people coming up and saying, "We don't know what you're doing here," but it's okay, but just don't hurt anything. Don't, that was, yeah, it was great. My brother's a doctor, and he's out there filming me and his daughters, and niece, doing these things. It was funny. So anyway, no, I love this character, man. Anytime, anytime.
Yeah,
man.
I've been trying to spread the word for you, man. I said, put Adoni Maropis as Quan Chi. We need him back. He is Quan Chi. I love you so much in the role, man. It'd be a pleasure.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, Toasty, I appreciate that. Chris, what did you say? I'm sorry.
You heard it here first. So you want the job? Please give it to him.
Oh yeah. Jeez, I would love that. I always tell people, hey, let the world know, man. Put it out there. I'm ready to play Quan Chi anytime. Anytime.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You've also, aside from Mortal Kombat Conquest, you've starred in a lot of movies and TV shows. What are some of your favorite roles that you've, characters that you've played?
Well, obviously Quan Chi's my favorite, but I would say right up there, second would be the Abu Fayed character from 24. That was a great character to play. Yeah. So, I lived that. I mean, it was really something. Ever since that day, I carry a knife with me and pepper spray just in case.
Oh, no way.
People told me, so you got to be careful. There's some crazy people out there. And, I just remember when I'm still recognized for that. And even Quan Chi, I get recognized. It's funny. But the 24 character, people, when they see me sometimes, their jaw drops. Like there's that terrorist. There he is.
Yeah, I mean, in that role, you were so convincing, and that's one of my all-time favorite shows. And
really?
I think you were that convincing that when I heard you speak with a normal American accent, it sounded strange to me because you convinced me that was actually your accent.
Yeah. Well, thank you. No, I honestly, like, I live in a house on a very quiet street, basically, and I remember meeting my neighbors, and one guy. He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm an actor." And he says, "Anything I would recognize you from?" I said, I don't know. And, I'm smiling and saying hello and maybe cracking a few jokes. And I said, "What's your favorite TV show?" And he goes, 24. And I said,
No way.
I said, 24. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, oh my God, you're the guy. You're that guy. And I love that when people say, my God, you're so different in real life than you are as these characters. I said, yeah, but I said, it's all in me. I said, everything that I bring is coming from me. I said, we all have the good, bad, and ugly in all of us. I said, I just reach down and I love bringing out the sort of bad, bring that stuff out. We all got it in us. We all got it. So
do you prefer playing villains as opposed to good guys, or?
You know what? I'm open to anything. When you play a villain, though, I mean, typically, like, for me, what I love about Quan Chi, now, of course, people already knew this character from the arcade and all that, the arcade game. And I just love creating. So if I want to be free to create, let me show you what I can bring to this, or something added, that's different. And that's what happens when you play a villain that maybe is otherworldly, an otherworldly villain, super villains. You can create. You don't have to be, like, I have trouble watching movies where it's so realistic. It's like, what the hell, man? We live life, everything's so realistic. Let's have some fun.
True.
And everybody wants a, like, kind of a talking head, and they want the screen to be tight, and it's like, that stuff's too easy. It's so easy, it's hard. So easy, it's hard.
Yeah.
I want to have fun. I want to challenge. I want to create. So that's what's fun about playing a villain. The good guys typically, well, not necessarily in 24, because Jack Bauer in 24 was, he's torturing people and doing some bad things, but but basically a good guy is always doing good things, and he's that sort of thing. And a villain can act like he's good or do some good things, but he's bad, and he's got all these flavors to him. He gets to throw in there salt and pepper, like. So that's what's fun about it, It's the create. That's I can never be an accountant, okay? Where you go every day and you look at numbers, I tell you, yeah. So that's me. I need to do different things and create in every way, athletically, physically, that's what's the spice of life in a sense for me, So.
Certainly. Okay, Adoni. So basically, we're going to play a little game called Massive Strike Questions, and basically, we're going to test your might here and try to get you to answer these with striking speeds. But by all means, if you wish to elaborate, that is fine too. Sound good?
Okay, hold on a second. You're going to test my what? Did you say my
test your might? It's an MK
might.
pun.
Okay.
Okay. So first things first. What is your favorite food?
Musaka. You know what musaka is? It's a Greek,
No.
like lasagna kind of thing. It's got eggplant and potatoes and meat. Oh my God, it's the greatest. And my mother's cookies. Am I allowed to give two? Because my mother's cookies are the greatest.
Don't forget that.
In the world. Oh my God, Greek cookies called finikia. Yeah. So two.
That sounds extravagant.
For the rest of my life. Okay, go ahead. Next.
Wow. I'm going to look that up. Describe your strangest fan encounter.
Oh my goodness, strangest fan encounter. I've had so many strangest fan encounters. I remember one time, geez, there's so many of them, but I had one woman meet me and saw me in a restaurant, and she wanted to get into a soap opera scene with me. And she slapped me in the face. She goes, "You bastard." I said, I was like, okay, that's like the third time I've been hit by a woman in the face, and I never deserved it. I never did anything to deserve it. It was always something, misunderstood or whatever. And I was like, this is unbelievable to me. Yeah. And I was like, why did you do that to me? Why did you go off and, make love to that woman? And I'm like, looking around.
Adoni, do you have any secret talents?
Oh, you know what? I juggle a little bit. Yeah, I play ping pong. I play harmonica. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, I do quite a few things. I used to unicycle. I haven't done it in a long time, but I guess I can pick it up again.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I like to pick up things and do things, and people are like, wow, you do that too. Wow, you do that too. So I do some sign language. I took that up for a little bit. I kind of let it go. I haven't done it in a while, so there's probably a few others. I have to think about what I can do. But
yeah. Are you good at doing any particular impressions? What would you say is your best impression?
Oh man, I used to do all kind of impressions. When I was younger, I entertained my family every day, doing everybody from I don't know if at the time you wouldn't know, but there was Paul Lynn, Hollywood Squares. You had Johnny Carson, Flip Wilson, like all these characters. I used to do all of them and put on shows and dance and sing. I used to sing like Johnny Mathis or whatever. Like that's how I got into this, because I'm a silly, goofy guy. I used to. My brothers would be laughing all night. My dad would literally have to whistle and tell us, like, go to bed, But I'd be making them laugh. I'd be doing all these shows, every night. Sometimes, and I'd make my parents laugh too. Like at dinner time, I'd put on show. I just impromptu, and I'd just imitate like the neighbor across the street who was a woman, and I would do her like to perfection. They're like, oh my God! They say, how do you do that? And I said, I become them. Like I'd do Richard Nixon, Richard Nixon would, and as a kid, and they would say, how'd you do that? So I just become him. I don't understand it. I just become him. I become that person. And I surprised myself, like, wow, I sound just like that woman across the street. So,
what's your favorite impression? Can you do an example?
No, I haven't done impressions in so long. I never try to imitate anybody else. I always try to create my own things. Honestly, I'm trying to think of impressions that I do. I just make up my wacky characters. That's what I do. Like if I have a friend over, brilliant. I just start doing like, weird voices and stuff like that. I could do all kind of weird, I don't know. It's weird. I don't even want to do them because they're so strange. They're so out there. But if you look at me with like my physique and all that, and you hear that voice, you're like, you just crack up laughing. But I don't want to do it. I might offend the Mortal Kombat people out there.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I have Shawshank Redemption and Life is Beautiful, things like that. Triumph of the Spirit type movies. are what
Yes.
really grabbed me. Because I see my life as a triumph of the spirit, being a type 1 diabetic and overcoming. When I was
Sure.
supposed to die, I was supposed to be weak, thin, sick, in and out of hospitals and dead by 25 for sure. So those inspire me, and like every day is sort of a challenge, and to get through it and to laugh through it, and to, so
Yeah.
all those sorts of movies. And there's actually a great one called uh, um, Facing the Giants, and it's a little tiny movie made for like $20,000. Oh my God, that movie,
Okay.
made by a church congregation. I'm not religious, but man, it was amazing, amazing. That
I'll
movie.
have to check
And,
that out.
yeah, I actually got a part from it once. I'm taking over your little thing here.
No, no, that's okay.
But,
That's okay.
no, I got a part one time. It's my brother. I had hurt. I have a bad neck. I have actually stenosis in my neck, and didn't realize it at the time. But I I fall when I play ping pong. I run around like a little kid, and my shoulder was killing me so much I couldn't walk. It was like one of those. I get up and walk, and it's like my body's pulling me to the ground. It's hurting so bad. And I had an audition
Damn.
for a part that you had to be like 6'5" and above, but my agent got me in, and I'm like 5'9". I'd say 5'10", but
Okay.
I'm something. And I called my brother. I talked to him. I said, you know what? I'm going to call my agent. I can't go in for this audition. It's for Chuck. And he says, just do it. Just go in there. He says, watch this movie, Facing the Giants. He says, I sent you that movie. You haven't watched it yet. I said, no. He goes, watch it. I said, So anyway, I did watch it. And oh my God, at first it was like the worst acting in the world. And then it blew me away. And I was like, wow, that's an amazing, amazing thing. And so I woke up the next morning. I said, I'm going to go in there and do it. And I'm in so much pain. And I woke up and I called my brother. I said, Chris, I'm not doing it. He says, go do it. I said, Chris, I can't even move. I gotta fight in this scene. I got to do some martial arts. I'm going against six guys that are 6'5" and up. I have no chance whatsoever. He says, go in there and do it. He says, take some Tylenol and ibuprofen, and take 3 ibuprofen and 2 Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol. Go in there and just throw your punches. And I says, is that going to heal me? Am I going to feel good? He goes, no. You're going to be in a lot of pain, but just scream and yell and it'll help. I said, So I went in, and I barely can walk, and I'm in there. I'm looking at all these monsters, these giants, right? Facing the giants, and so as I waited in the audition, where people were waiting room, I started feeling a little bit better, and I start throwing like little punches like that, and then it kicks, and I was like, okay, and it was a big scene, and then I went in there. And by the time I went in there, I took off my shirt. And I was ripped, and and I did the whole thing, and and I got a call back, and I went to the call back, and I told my brother, this is unbelievable. The guy's 6'5" again and above, and I ended up getting the part, and I got the part. So I faced the giants.
Wow.
Amazing story, really, and
Yeah.
so that movie too, Facing the Giants, in case I'm gonna, hopefully elevate their sales now.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Good. Sorry.
No worries. What is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh, jeez. I don't. My God, funniest thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know. I've been pretty much my brother said you're the funniest person who's ever lived. That's what he used to tell me. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just the other day I was playing ping pong, and me and my buddies, and we play. It's not necessarily about winning. It's about how much we can make the other person laugh as we play.
Okay.
Torture them. I don't know. Funniest thing that ever happened to me. My goodness, that's a tough one. I can't even tell you. There's just been so many funny things. Oh, okay. You want me to tell you a story? I was.
Yes.
I don't know if this is. I had West Nile virus meningitis. I was near death. Yeah, I got bit by a mosquito, right around in California somewhere. No doctor. I said, I think I have West Nile virus, and they said, no, it's impossible. That's in Africa. And I said, I looked up the symptoms, and I said, I think I have West Nile virus. Finally, I go to the hospital with meningitis, and the doctor didn't think I was going to make it, so he called my father, and my brother came out, and they flew out to be with me, and I couldn't move. I'm like just like this, I couldn't move, and I was there 5 days.
Brutal.
Like the third day, second day, whatever. I had a girlfriend of mine there too, thank goodness, because I don't think I would have survived without her, because the nurses were never there for us. So would hit the nurse button, right? To call for a nurse. No one would ever come. So my friend would have to go out there and say, is anybody ever going to come here? And then she would have to do it. So one time I had the bed and I noticed this thing above me. Like, I don't know why I couldn't move my head before it. And it was the emergency button. So the nurse came in, my dad is there, my brother's there. They're both doctors. And I said, oh, the nurse came in. I said, oh, I noticed there's an emergency button here. I said, should I hit that instead of the nurse button? She goes, no. Don't ever hit the emergency button. I said, well, when I hit the nurse button, she goes, just keep hitting the nurse button. I said, but no one comes when I hit the nurse button. I said, I think if I hit the emergency button, someone would probably come. Right? She goes, oh, no. Don't do that, because when you hit the emergency button, everybody will come from, the nurses will run in here and the doctors from. I said, okay, so never hit the. What if I'm dying? What if I'm like, the blip on the machine is down to like 1 per, like I'm near death. I'm having a massive heart attack or something. She goes, just keep hitting the nurse button. I said, hold on a second. You're telling me don't hit the emergency button, even if I'm about to die? Like, and my dad's looking at me and my brother's looking at me like, what? Like, and she goes, yes, don't hit that, because I says, because everybody will come down to save my life, right? We don't want that. We want to hit the nurse button. Just keep hitting the nurse button. She goes, yes. I said, let me get this clear again. So you want me to, if I'm about to die, never hit that emergency button? She goes, yes, don't ever hit that emergency button. And I think I asked her again. I said, okay, thank you so much. And my dad's looking at me. He's going like that, and then the nurse left and my brothers are looking at me, my dad's looking at me. They're both doctors. They're like, what was that? I said, I have no idea what the hell that was. It's kind of funny though when you look back at it. It's like you're about to die. You're, the dire emergency of all emergencies. Don't ever hit that emergency button. It's there, but don't. Just look at it, but make sure you know where it's at. Don't hit it with your head. And hit that.
You should only press it after you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just something I just thought about, but amazing. It's real life stuff, man. That's not.
Wow.
It's real life, So. Anyway.
What do we find Adoni doing on a day off?
Typically I do that especially since COVID. I ride my bike just about every day. I like climbing mountains, and
oh, nice.
Juggling. I work out every day doing something. I do my fitness workout in my backyard. It's like I just do the same things, I'm I eat the same breakfast, kind of similar lunch, and dinner's a little bit different maybe. Yeah, I don't, there's nothing really, ping pong fitness, whatever, and working on, house things and, it's, I guess, especially since COVID, it's been pretty much the same, and I actually went out for the first time in a long time just the other day. Yeah, it was weird to be out,
Oh, yeah.
Actually have a cup of tea, So.
Yeah, I bet. Sure.
Yeah.
And to end this segment, what is your guilty pleasure?
Oh man, I don't think I can mention that on here. No, I don't. I'm pretty much a square. Yeah. I'm pretty much a square. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I really don't have anything. My guilty pleasures are the things that I actually do. Really, ping pong, and working out. Yeah, that's I overindulge in things like that. So yeah, I don't really have any guilty pleasures. I don't play any games. I don't do that stuff. I don't understand how people can sit and play games on a computer. Oh my God, it drives me crazy. I write. I read a script from my father, and that tortures me. It's a labor of love, to sit there and oh God, and I got to get up and move my body. But man, people that play these games and just sit there I don't know. I don't know how you guys probably do that. I don't
Teach
know.
their own, I guess, huh?
Yeah, teach their own. It's like my body just freezes up. Oh God, I can get up. Yeah. I remember just watching. I just want to say I watched an arcade. I went to an arcade after I filmed the first couple episodes of Mortal Kombat, and I went to an arcade, and there was a kid playing Quan Chi, and I was like, "Oh wow, there's Quan Chi," and So I just went up to him and I just kind of barely hit him with like my elbow, just to look, like that. And that kid kept playing Quan Chi. I felt like Clark Kent, I was like, he didn't recognize me, but yeah, I'd never played an arcade game. I've never done that stuff, I've always been more like athlete and creating something as opposed to, yeah. So anyway, there you go.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Kamidogu podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of yours. Quan Chi and Abu Fayed, massive fan. So this has been an amazing journey.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's good to hear that. Us actors, we need to fill up our ego every so often. So I appreciate it.
Fantastic. All right. Well, take care. Best of luck with any future projects, and we'll chat to you soon.
Okay. All right, Toasty, Chris, see you guys.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Once again, a big thank you to Adoni Maropis for being our special guest. Remember, use the hashtag Kamidogu podcast to join the conversation on social media, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on your platform of choice and show your support. Most importantly, don't forget to tell a friend to help spread the word. And if you can, please leave us a 5-star rating and a comment.
This has been a lot of fun, guys. Unfortunately, for this particular episode, we don't have any submissions to work with right now, but I'd like to implore you to please try to join in, because our goal here is to try to get the community involved. So make a voice memo with your phone or whichever application and send it to mail@kamidogu.com, and there is a great chance that we could feature you in our next episode, and I think that would be fantastic. So to close this out, I just want to say, everybody, have fun, stay safe,
and stay flawless.